Hello again, I'm back with another of these bonus videos just to show how you can use the new pillar texture to make a few things other than just pillars. But before I do that, I do just want to point out that I've recently updated the PDF file and I've now split it over 3 different pages just to make it a bit more versatile. And the first thing I'd like to do is show you the pillar I made in the last video, and as you can see, in addition to the initial 1" base, I've also added a similar 1.5 and then a 2" square just to make it look a bit more ornate. It's also worth mentioning that I've added in textures for both a 3" and a 6" high pillar. Here's the larger of the two, just in case you ever need anything like that. But that's enough about pillars, so let's move on to something else. So for this next part, you'll need a few bits of foam board, and you can pick up 5 sheets for around £3 in places like The Works, which is a chain of stationery type stores over here in the UK. Okay, the first thing you'll need to do is cut a piece of foam board 3/4 of an inch wide by 1.5 inches long, and you'll need 2 of these. Then we'll glue these 2 pieces together, and then just cut a strip from the centre of the pillar texture to match the combined height of these 2 pieces, and then just glue that around the outside, which should result in a piece something like this. Next we'll need to cut out another piece of foam board, but this time it needs to be 1 inch wide by 1 3/4 inches long. And then we'll just cover the piece with the plain stone texture in a very similar way as we did with the pillar bases in the previous video, and this time we'll need 2 of these. Next, if we take one of these large pieces and then glue the first smaller piece on top, we can then get another of the large pieces and glue that on top again, essentially sandwiching the first piece between the 2, and then we've got ourselves a nice little stone altar or an unmarked tomb or something similar. Another thing we can do is to take a 1/2 inch strip of foam board, and from that we can then cut a 2 inch long piece and a 1 3/4 inch long piece. We can then cut a 1/2 inch strip from the bottom of the pillar texture and then just glue that around the smaller of the 2 pieces, and that should end up looking something like this. Next we'll take some of the plain stone texture and wrap that around the larger strip so that we end up with a second piece that's pretty much completely covered. And we'll also need a 2x1 piece of floor texture glued to some thin cardboard to act as the base. Then all that's left to do is glue it all together. So if we hot glue the 2 pieces like this and then stick them down to the middle of the base, we can use this to represent a stone shelf or bench, or maybe even some kind of low partition or balustrade. Anyway, here's a couple of pictures of the finished pieces, and as you've seen, the textures themselves are pretty versatile, and with a bit of imagination it's not hard to come up with a few alternative uses for them. Plus, if you've got any additional ideas yourself, feel free to drop them in the comments below, or send me a picture, or maybe even make a video response. But that's it for this one, so be sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss any of these videos, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.